All right. Thank you guys for being here today. This is Introduction to Therapeutic Recreation. I'm Chris Brazier. I'll be the instructor for you guys. Some of you I'm sure I talked to before, have had in other courses. But this is something that I'm passionate about and something that I came in, that I got brought in here to start up this program, basically. So it's something that I believe in, and I want you guys to get something out of this course. And that's a big reason why I'm wanting to do as much as we can through Zoom. I wanted to do, they set it up as a hybrid, but we have 51, 52 people in here, and it's a Tuesday, Thursday course. So I was only going to be able to bring in 14, 15 people at a time. So we wouldn't have been able to get everybody together, in any sort of way. Now, later in the semester, depending on how things are going, I hope to maybe break into some groups and meet in the classroom. Now, this is all dependent on this whole COVID situation and how it pans out, and who knows how that's going to end up going. Let me check one more time. There's one I didn't mark. Keyshawn Gunn, are you here? Okay. Let's move along. I'll ask maybe again at the end.
Did you mark Conley Wilkinson? I just got here late because I was having trouble getting in.
Yep, I got you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks for checking. So anyway, I'm not sure how much you guys know about therapeutic recreation, but I'll just give you a little rundown from my perspective and a little bit of my background. I came through here as a student in exercise science. It's been quite a while, as you can tell by my gray little crazy area here. But my intent when I came through school was to do physical therapy and athletic training. I was a trainer while I was here. I worked with the football team, the basketball team. I was actually traveled and was the trainer for the basketball team when Keith Carter, the athletic director, that was when he was on the team. So if that gives you I just dated myself a little bit as far as age. But anyway, I came through wanting to do that. And as you all know, physical therapy school is very competitive. I ended up with a 3.6 something GPA and had some really good recommendations. Long story short, applied for physical therapy school and did not get in. So here I am with an exercise science degree. I'm like, well, I got to do something. I can't just sit here. So I called a friend. He worked at a place here in town, the North Mississippi Regional Center. It's a facility for people with developmental disabilities. And I got a job out there working in the recreation therapy department. And it was just going to be my short-term, I'm going to work here for a year, apply some more. Long story short, I ended up working there for 19 and a half years. I saw the value in recreation therapy and stuck with it for that long. At that point, I got an opportunity to work for the park commission here in town, and I did recreation therapy programming for people that are 50 and older. That was a good experience for me, and I was the city aquatic director for a couple years there. And then this opportunity opened up where I could share my experience with recreation therapy with you guys. So I've kind of come full circle. I got my undergraduate in exercise science. While I was working at the NMRC, I was taking classes here for my certification in therapeutic rec. And then I also worked on a master's in park and rec management. So I basically went to school for about 20 years straight, almost. I was taking like one class a semester, and now here I am back again. So it's just like I'm back where hopefully this is where I will end my working days. So that's just me. I've got a wife and 3 little boys. They are 2, 4, and 7. So if you ever see me on one of these calls and I look like I am worn out, frazzled, it's probably because I am. Life at my house is a zoo. This is where I try to come to rest. So not so much now because I messed around and got on I'm sure you've seen some of the contact tracing emails and things coming out. I'm one of those lovely team members that's getting to call all the people with the contact tracing for coronavirus. So y'all be careful or I'll end up having to call you at home and ask you a bunch of questions. So socially distance, be good, do your thing. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and just pull up the syllabus. And I want to go over some of the things on the syllabus. Not going to go word for word, the whole thing or anything like that, but want to hit some of the high points, okay? All right. Somebody give me a thumbs up if you're seeing the syllabus now. Okay, good deal. Just wanted to be sure. So, one thing I'll say, feel free to email any questions. You can call my office. I am here for you guys to help you succeed. I'm not one of these teachers that's been here for 20 years and wants everybody to fail. If you guys do what's expected of you in my class, you're going to do very well, okay? So just come to the meetings, study the things that I tell you to study, and you will do fine. So recreation therapy, in a nutshell, it's been around for a while, not as long per se as physical therapy, occupational therapy, and some of these other therapies, but it is just as important. It's just as therapeutic as those therapies are. We just use different tools, okay? Whereas physical therapy, occupational therapy, they would use prescriptive exercise. They would use ultrasound, stem machines, things like that. What I'm going to do is find out what somebody likes to do during their free time as far as recreation and leisure, and then use that in a way to help them where their needs are. So we'll get more into that as we go along. So let's talk about what we're going to be covering. We're going to cover just the frameworks of, when I say TR, just call that therapeutic recreation. We're going to cover the frameworks of TR and the related fields. We'll talk about other fields that we'll work with as recreation therapists. Talk about different delivery models. Talk about several different populations that have specific needs for therapeutic recreation. We will come down to the instructional approach here. It's listed as a hybrid format, and obviously, if you've read this, you already know it. My hope was to try to, I told them up front that I wanted to meet in person for this class because I think it's a very good one as far as laying the groundwork for recreation therapy and giving you guys an opportunity to see firsthand, but that's not really going to work so well. So we're going to meet via Zoom during our regular class time. I'd like to see you guys here. I will be noting who is here. That sort of thing matters when it comes down to the end of the semester, if somebody's really close on a grade or something like that. You will have a couple assignments that we'll talk about in a minute. Don't plagiarize, please. if you have a paper to do, use proper English. I mean, you know, write it formally, because we're learning how to go into the real world and do things how they're going to be expected once you get out there and done here. So that being said, I'm not going to be holding an APA format book in front of me when I'm reading your papers. I'm much more concerned about the content of the paper, how it's written, and that you're covering what you're supposed to cover than I am whether or not you've got 1.5-inch margins. You know, now don't, if it's supposed to be a 3-page paper and you use 20 font with 2-inch margins, then I see you're trying to hose me a little bit, so let's not do that. Otherwise though, I'm really not looking at that sort of thing. Scrolling down here, again, feel free to email me. My goal is going to be to respond to emails within 24 hours if you guys send me a question during the week. Now the weekend, it might be a little bit longer because I got 3 little monkeys crawling on top of me all weekend, it seems like. So might be a little harder. I'll ask the same of you guys. So be sure to get in the habit of checking your Ole Miss email. I'm not going to be sending out emails to hotmama24 at Yahoo, and they're going to go to your Ole Miss account. So make sure that you're checking that daily, because when your instructors send out announcements through Blackboard and things like that, they're going to go to that email. So if I send something out, I need you to catch it and respond, because I'm not going to be emailing or sending announcements just asking how your day is going. It'll be related to something with the course that you need to know about. So let's talk a little bit about this first assignment here. It's a leisure experience paper, and what I want you guys to do is think about what you like to do as far as recreation, maybe some things that you haven't done but you would like to do, and come up with a semester-long leisure experience that could help to improve your well-being, something that you're not already doing right now. Everybody has something that they feel like they could do in their leisure and recreation time that would be helpful, whether it's I'm going to start jogging a mile every day. I'm going to start playing cards. You know, just whatever you think will help you physically or mentally. I want you to come up with something that is going to be new to you that you're not already doing. Okay. There's going to be a paper where you're just telling me what you're going to do. It's explained here what's supposed to be in it, and it'll open up for you to put that in Blackboard. This is not hard. This is just saying, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is how I think it'll help me. And then there's a rubric beneath it. Being here at these meetings, you see you've got a participation grade. The more I see you here, the better that will be. We're going to have exams that will come largely straight from the book and from my lectures here. We'll also do another paper that's not going to be, this is not that hard either. We're going to choose from these that I am scrolling over here, one of these disabling conditions, and you're going to write a paper with a lesson plan for one of these groups. Spinal cord injury, schizophrenia, spina bifida, there's tons of different options. And it's broken down here below how your points are going to be. You know, you tell me what it's about, the signs and symptoms, how many people have it, what other health conditions come along with it. Now, this isn't due right now or anything. I'm just kind of explaining and showing you where it is. You can follow and see where your points come from on that right here on the syllabus. Number 5, that's just a reflection paper. It's a follow-up to the first one, to the, I forget what I called it, the leisure experience paper. Number 5 is your reflection paper. It's going to be farther along in the semester, and it's just going to look at yourself honestly and what you chose to be your semester-long leisure experience. Tell me whether you thought you were successful. Did you stick with it? What barriers were there? What benefits did you see from it? It just needs to be thoughtful and honest about. And you know, if you plan to start doing P90X 4 days a week, say that's your thing that you want to do, and you end up not being able to do that, tell me about that in the reflection paper. You know, I started it out, I ended up getting bogged down, things like that. That's all I'm asking for out of those. So, you know, there's 3 papers there. 2 of them are very, very simple. I consider that almost freebie points for you if you just follow what's asked for there. Then you get to the area here where you can see kind of where your grade's going to come from. What I will probably actually do is I might make that lesson plan paper be a little higher on this. I might make it a 100-point paper because it is a little longer and a little more in-depth than the others. As far as this schedule here, we're going to try to stay pretty close to it, but it doesn't exactly tell you which chapters to read and things like that. So what I'll do is I will tell you each time we meet what you need to look at and be prepared for on the next class, okay? It's not, don't necessarily try to go here and figure out exactly what to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to unshare this screen real quick. Okay, does anybody have any questions or anything from that? Is that pretty straightforward? Seem doable?
Yeah.
Okay. Good deal. Now I'm going to open up the Blackboard page and share that with you guys as well now. All right, we're back here on the home page. Are y'all seeing the proper screen, Blackboard? Okay, thank you. As far as this goes, pretty easy to follow. When I have announcements for you guys, I will be sure to send them out and send them as an email where they'll come to your Ole Miss email, like I said. You can go to the content. Obviously, the syllabus is up here toward the top. You have content listed, and it's got the PowerPoints basically in the order that we're going to be going. Some of them are grouped together. These first 2 PowerPoint sets are what will be covered on the first test, basically. So what I want you guys to do is for next class, I want you to start thinking about what you want to do for your leisure experience, because that's going to be due on 9/11. Be sure to note that the 11th is when that one will be due. The reflection paper is not due until 11/7. And then down here, it's all under content. It has your lesson plan when it's due on the 14th. That's very much at the end of the semester, so that gives you plenty of time to get started on that. I'm going to let you guys choose. If we were in person in class, what I would do with this, like with the lesson plan, is I would have you guys maybe sign up for different ones. I think it's going to be hard to do that and keep up with everything with it being through Zoom and all that. So I want you guys to just choose one. If you have something that you would like to write about that fits in this framework that's not on this list, just email me and double check and make sure that it's something that would work, okay? Because you are going to talk about how recreation therapy can help and what sort of activities you would do with particular people. Assessments are listed here. That's hidden from you guys for right now. They will open up when the time comes. I want to see, let me see when the first test is scheduled to be. I'm just going to open it at the proper time. I didn't have it actually scheduled to open. So once we cover the chapters that we need to cover for test 1, I'll open it up and I will give you basically, you know, at least 3 to 4 days to find a block of time to take the test. Once you sit down to take it, go ahead and take the whole thing, okay? I'm not asking you to do any discussions or anything like that. And matter of fact, I don't really think I have anything else big for today. Let me double check on these last couple people that I don't have marked and make sure they haven't come in since we started. Keyshawn Gunn, are you here? Dallas Mills, are you here? Mark Norton, Houston Norton.
That's me. I'm here. It's Houston.
Okay, gotcha. Awesome. Y'all did great. I have almost everybody here today. That was pretty impressive. I was hoping to see that because today was kind of important because I wanted to just kind of give you an idea of where on Blackboard you needed to be. You've got, again, content is where you'll find, and you can open up the PowerPoints there. You'll have them at your leisure to use, obviously, for testing and all that good stuff. If you don't do well on these tests with everything, you know, your book and PowerPoints and everything, then you should, because I'm also going to try to give you some study tips before we have the test. That's another thing that we will do here in the Zoom meetings prior. I'll kind of quiz you guys or do some things that will help you know what's going to be on the test. I'm not one that wants to just give you a bunch of surprises. I want you to know what's coming. I want you to remember what you have done during this course when you leave. You know, I don't want just some straight memory type tests that you'll forget as soon as you're done. So basically all you will use, you can find the syllabus, then you've got the content, assessments will be under that tab, and when it opens, you'll get a notification of that, and I will also let you know when it's going to be started. I have not set up the grade section on here yet, but I will do that. As of right now, there's not a great rush to get that set up. We haven't had a test or anything yet, but I'll get it done. I thought about going into chapter 1 today, but I'm not. I'm going to let you guys, before Thursday, what I would like is for you guys to look over the syllabus, make sure you don't have any questions. That's number 1. Number 2, think about what you want to do for your paper, the first paper, and your leisure experience paper. And then I'd like for you to read chapter 1 and chapter 7. This book is easy reading. It's short reading. It's not going to take you forever to do that. So think about what you want to do for your leisure experience. Read chapters 1 and 7. And then on Thursday, I plan on covering 1 and 7. And if, you know, they cut us a little short on the semester, so I'm having to cram a little bit of information in there quicker. I'm not going to speed through things that you need to know. Because I want you guys to truly understand what recreation therapy is, what it can do for people, and that it is a growing field that is very useful. So again, feel free to reach out with me with anything that you guys have, questions. You can email me, you can call me. I'm available to you guys. So thank you for coming today, and I look forward to seeing y'all again on Thursday. Sorry I kept you so long, first day, huh? Not bad. Not too bad for the first day, right?
Just not long.
Long as hell.
No. Well, you know, sometimes I just like to hear myself talk. You know, we're all that way sometimes. I'm actually not. I like to try to get through when I'm teaching. If I get stuff covered, we're gonna get out of here. So come in ready to look at 1 and 7, those 2 chapters, and that's what you need between now and then. So thank you guys. Y'all have a good day. Stay safe. Mask up. Let's try to keep this semester going and not let them shut us down, okay? Thank you guys. See y'all later.
Yes.